We are at Promenade Park in Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is the Fort Wayne Outfitters and Bike Depot. They have all kinds of things that you might want for your paddling or for biking. You can rent kayaks. You can also rent bicycles here. They have great stuff, and they're also super helpful. They've got a warehouse in the back, and they helped me find a paddle that I might like a little bit better than my Warner. So I'm going to be trying the Aqua Stingray today and see if I like that a little more than what I've been using. Fort Wayne, Indiana is my hometown. I was born here, and I'm going to be kayaking today with my cousin and her husband Mark. So Sarah and I get to have some time to catch up. We are kayaking on the Promenade at Promenade Park. So we're gonna get some city kayaking in today, and it's gonna be a good time. I think it's called St. Mary's River. So a new one to add to our list, and dogs are ready to go.
Yeah, good boy.
All right, taking our kayaks down to the boat ramp so we can get on the river. I think my cousin's already down there. I don't know how my husband does this. He takes all the weight all the time. I love him so much. Excited to try out this Aqua Stingray paddle. My friend Rain has one, and I tried it for about 2 seconds and it was like, yep, it's better. She's like, you want to try it some more? And I was like, oh, I could, but then I'd want one. So we are in the my hometown of Fort Wayne, Indiana, kayaking with my cousin Sarah and her husband Mark and her daughter McKenna. And we're on this river, and it's been a long time since I've been here. I haven't been here since I was about 16, but I lived here till I was about 7. And we're kayaking upon these old buildings. This is the original Fort Wayne, and that brings back so many memories because they do Civil War reenactments there. And when I was a little girl, we would always go, and my dad was the old-time photo photographer at these events. And he had a lot of fun taking pictures and things. Pretty fun. This is where the Three Rivers Festival is too, right? Yeah.
Finn just turned 9 months. His 9-month day was yesterday. And Chewie is going to be 4 years. Say hello to people, boys. Here we are at the end of our paddle on here on St. Mary's River, I believe we said. We made it to, what is this road? Tennessee and Joseph Avenue. So the Tennessee Bridge here. We've been gabbing too much. I would guess maybe a little over a mile is what we paddled. This is a very flat river. Great little place to experience kayaking if you're new to it. Fort Wayne Outfitters hooked our cousins up with some very cool little kayaks, and been a fun little trip visiting with them here on this river. Chewie and Finn enjoyed it. It's cool little pontoon boats going up, party boats going on up and down here. I assume those are rentals from someone right around here. So if you're in the area, want to experience some kayaking or experience some fairly calm, flat water, this would be a fun little trip. All right, we're gonna paddle back and get them in before their time expires.
All right, so I'm trying this paddle out, trying to paddle it as fast as I can. How's my control? How does it feel on the weight? Like, after being in some heavy headwinds with my other one, would this have been more comfortable? The answer is yes. I think I would have been happier with the Aqua Stingray. It's a little lighter, but even on top of that, the carbon fiber shaft feels lighter too to me.
So Heather, how do you like that paddle?
I am loving this paddle.
So what paddle is that?
This is the Aqua Stingray Hybrid. 30.5 ounces.
30.5 ounces, so kind of a low mid range paddle probably. What do you say that paddle cost?
I believe he said it was $165.
165. So that paddle is 165. It's a 240, which is what you've been using.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It feels. Yeah. It's amazing how like my Werner is like 2 ounces heavier than this, and the difference in weight is so cool.
Kind of funny how that works. Our Werner paddles were, I think, 150 is what we paid for them, and I think you're right. I think they were 32 ounces. You know, just above entry-level paddle. We're definitely thinking about getting a much nicer paddle here on our trip. I don't think this is going to be the one you want, though, right?
I'm not sure that it is, especially after in their outfitter here, they have the Bending Branches Navigator, I think it's called.
The Navigator series, okay.
The Navigator series, that's the one with the real wood blade, and I think it's a carbon fiber shaft as well. That one's quite pricier. It's like $265.
Only $265 for that one. I would have expected more.
And I need to go in there and look at it because I don't know. I picked it up. It's the 230. I wish they had the 240. If they did, I'd be like, take my money.
Yeah.
It just feels like a good paddle. You know, it just feels, when I picked it up, it's light. It's shocked. It amazes me that beautiful wood on there doesn't put weight on the paddle. It's still very light. Feels very nice. I'm going to make Matt go in there and pick one up too. Part of me is kind of thinking that's what I want.
Cool.
It felt really nice. I almost tried it out because it just looks like a great paddle, but he said I probably wouldn't be able to get it till next year in the 240.
So you're thinking if it was available, you would have spent the $15 more and got that one.
I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have bought this over the Werner paddle.
And so one thing I know about that paddle, Aquabound paddles do have a shaft variation, and you can get that in a thinner shaft.
I think this feels a little thinner than the Werner.
You think it feels thinner? Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thinner shaft. I don't know for sure.
It's a lot easier to paddle with my lady fingers.
A lot easier with the lady fingers. I love it.
So this is where my grandfather worked. This was the electric company that he worked for. My cousin is saying they're going to renovate this and turn this into a really cool business complex shopping center kind of thing. I've been in there as a kid. My grandpa would take me to work once in a while. This has been fun. Kayaking on the St. Mary's River in my hometown of Indiana, seeing old places that bring back memories. Pretty cool. All these childhood memories coming to life.
Maybe now is a good time to talk about dog safety. Finn just took a little jump into the river. He wears a PFD, not because he doesn't know how to swim. That's just to protect him from the unforeseen thing that can happen. Makes them feel a little bit more comfortable in the water. He's wearing a leash just because we're in a very populated area. It's not a good idea to keep a leash on dogs if you're going to be out there in the rivers in general, especially if it's a moving river, because the last thing you'd want is that leash to get caught on a rock or something. That could actually cause him to drown despite wearing a PFD or life jacket. All right, here we are approaching the put-in takeout at Promenade Park. Had a lovely little paddle here. The rental time is pretty much up for Sarah and Mark, so they got to get their boats back. So Fort Wayne Outfitters, if you're in the area. Sarah, how much did that cost you? $22? So 20 for how long? For 2 hours. $22 for 2 hours in a boat. That's a really good deal. Finn's ready to get out now. I'll catch him up here. And this will bring us to the end of our paddle adventure today. We have a thunderstorm warning coming, so we need to pack up and get out. So we're going to spend some time with family tonight, and then tomorrow we'll be back on the road heading west. See you on the next adventure.